shit. Ooh, shit. Well, look here. Well, look. I gotta shoot a YouTube video when I get done. When I get home, I want you to have my bath drawn. Not too damn hot like it was last time. Anyway, and I want you to wear something sexy. Strap on that pair of Mr. Spock ears that I got you for Valentine's Day. Yeah, you know the one. Yeah, that's right. That's the one. Yeah. And anyway, get a big jug of mayonnaise, and I gotta go. Well, hello, campers and bushcrafters. We're gonna take a look at something that you're really gonna enjoy. EDC, Everyday Carry. EDC, Everyday Carry Bag. In this, I have all the tools and equipment necessary to keep me going for a little bit of time, a couple of days, if need be, maybe more. Not to be confused with the bug out bag, which has a lot more gear and generally larger gear, more advanced ways of cooking, more advanced ways of covering, as in shelters, tents, sleeping bags, things of that nature. Usually a greater capacity to carry food and water. But anyway, here it is. Let's get inside and see what it's all about. The first thing, and this is going along with the Pathfinder School, David Canterbury's ideology of the 5 C's of survival. First one I'm going to cover is cover. Here is a 5x7 sil nylon tarp. I don't particularly care for the size of this tarp. It's just too small. It is. It's rinky-dink. But in a pinch, and that's what we're talking about, in your everyday carry, this is meant for emergencies, not for recreational camping. As a scenario of, let's say perhaps you're out of town, you don't know anybody, maybe your cell phone doesn't work, you have a flat tire or something else, you have to pull all over to the side of the road, maybe you gotta get out in the morning when it's safer. We know how dangerous it is to be on the highway trying to hitchhike. Well, if you've got all this stuff here, then you can basically camp near your vehicle, or if you choose to get out into the woods, do that. But anyway, 5x7 cover. Another thing that I have for cover and to make a good shelter is just a plain old throwaway plastic painter's drop cloth. This thing's huge. It's 9 feet by 12 feet. So that's a lot. It covers a lot. It can be used as a ground cloth to go in conjunction with the sil nylon tarp, or you could make your shelter from this and use the sil nylon tarp as a ground cloth, which is what I think I would do. Have I used this? No, not yet. Thank God I haven't had to. But I am planning on just going ahead, and I believe in testing gear. So I think I'm going to rough it, and truly that's what it would be, roughing it with this kind of setup. I'll wait till the weather gets a little cooler, a little nicer. One of the 5 C's that I'd like to cover would be containers. When you're out in this type of situation we're speaking of, lack of a better term, survival. That word's tossed around quite a bit. But I guess in its basic essence, that's exactly what it is. Living to see another day. I've got this little stainless steel cup, this little Alpine cup I got from Walmart, and I've got a Rothko water bottle. Nests in there really nice. Goes inside my Condor water bottle pouch, and actually, if you look, I've got another cup in there. So I have something to boil water if I need to purify water in that, or cook in. One to eat out of, one to drink out of. Works really well. I really like it. going with the container, I'm going to get into water purification. What I have for that, and I love it, I've got one that goes in my bug out bag and my camping bag, but this thing is the bomb. It's the Sawyer water filter. I'm sure you've seen it on a lot of YouTube videos. It's awesome. Fill this with water, screw on the cap, turn it over, let gravity kind of do a little bit of thing, give it a soft squeeze, and it filters out 98 point whatever it is of harmful things that's in your water. I know this, it takes out all the bacteria and protozoan and things like that, but it doesn't filter out viruses. So that's your only concern there. And there again, as a backup to that, you can boil it. Always boil the water. You'll never go wrong boiling the water. The Rothko water bottle and the stainless steel cups I have, one of these little Esbit stoves, burns a solid fuel. Solid fuel, baby. I mean, there it is. I've got 9 tablets. Each one of them burns about 6 to 7 minutes. Takes 2 to boil 2 cups of water. And then moves the old trusty plastic spork. That wraps up containers. The next item we want to go over in the 5 C's is cutting tools. Got a few. I like cutting tools, just every man I know does. What I have here is the Schrade Outfitter knife. Now, if you look at this thing, let me see if I can get this thing right. It's got about 1/8 of an inch blade there. As far as I can tell, it is a full tang knife. The magnet says it is, so I'll go with it. I like the fact that along the ridge of this knife right here, this little jimp spot, I don't know what the correct terminology is for that, but it's awesome for working with a fire steel or a ferrocerium rod. It's awesome. Sharp as hell, tough. Stainless steel. Here in Mississippi, close to this salt water, that's what I need to have. I gotta have something tough. $20. That's what it is. $20, and it works. And I use it. As you can see, this isn't shiny, brand new. This is not, I'll repeat, as far as this goes, this is not a preview. This is a review. This thing works. You can baton with it. You can do anything you want. Notice this. It's a hell of a skinner. Hell of a skinner. So, anyway, something to think about. Here's the sheath. It's a ballistic nylon type sheath. Not much to it. It's got a plastic insert. Works fine. And I like the way that it nests inside my EDC pack. Very good. Love it. Also, moving right along with cutting. 2 other cutting tools that I keep in this pack, believe it or not, is this little Billy Ray. It's a bait knife. It's what it is. It's for cutting bait. I paid $6 for it in Panama City, Florida. I attached a pretty darn good fire steel to this thing. I got it razor sharp. Believe it or not, steel's not very good. It was held to sharpen, but I got it. And man, this thing, it will throw some sparks like you wouldn't believe. Awesome. $6 for the knife, $8 for the fire steel. It's a good investment. Another thing I have is this little saw. I've looked at the way that the teeth are. They're just like my Corona. My Corona. Just like the Corona saw. Small. It's not as heavy duty. A lot of flex, but you want some flex with a saw like this. It is sharp. I've cut 1 stick with it. 1. It's a preview, not a review. Okay. Next thing, 5 C's, combustion. I showed you one with the knife and then the fire steel, and the other's just my double mint fire steel kit. And inside, I've got yet another fire steel ferrocerium rod. I've got some Vaseline cotton balls that spark, and they're there. Man, they're awesome. Just you want to start a campfire and get it going. Those things will burn like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Got a lighter, and I've got matches. So that's all for combustion. Next part of the 5 C's, cordage. We got to have something to tie up with. And I've simply got some 550 paracord in this hand, 25 feet, and about 6 feet of some little nylon cord that I got at Walmart. It'll do the job for what I'm doing. I'm not building a nuclear sub. I'm just so far we've covered the 5 C's of survival. The immediate, most urgent needs of survival to keep your body temperature regulated and to stay out of the elements. We covered cordage, we covered cover, we covered cutting tools, we covered combustion, and we've covered containers. Now, I'm going to show you the remainder of what's in my pack. This stuff isn't absolutely essential, but these are comfort items, and some would say that they are essential, like the first aid kit. It's not really necessary as far as a couple of days. Things happen. I've got that covered though. I've even got a few other things. One being, I've got a brew kit. I've got to have my coffee, man. Shit, if I go to pieces if I don't have it. Got cream and sugar in these little bottles, and I've got my Folgers. Another thing that I have, I've got 2 headlights that clamp on to your hat. These things are badass. It's that quick, you got a headlight. I've got a green one and I've got a red one. Love these things, love them. Light's important at night. It's very good for morale, and it's functional, so you don't bust your ass walking and tripping and fumbling all over everything. A lot of good things in here. I've got bandages, I've got a little sunscreen, I've got a small thing of alcohol wrapped in its own bag. I got to keep that. That stuff, it'll be out of here before you know it. I've got some antibiotic ointment. I've got some hydrocortisone cream. That helps greatly with stings, bug stings, and things like that. Man, it takes the sting right out. Okay, that about does it. And I hope that you've enjoyed it. I know that I have. This pack itself, I forgot to mention that. This is the Voodoo Shoulder Pack. Got it for about $30 at a gun show. I mean, they're just damn tough, man. They're tough as a pine knot. Shit, I take this thing and sling it all around all the time in my truck. It's tough. But this right here, folks, EDC, your everyday carry. The common man's everyday carry. What do I mean by that? Common man meaning that it doesn't cost a fortune. Your average, everyday Joe can afford to buy these items. Doesn't mean that they're items of a low quality, because they're not. Are they the best? No, they're not either. But these things will work in a survival type situation to get you by for a couple of days, to get you from one place to the next. Now, thank you for tuning in. I look forward to making another video and sharing it with you. Hope you learned a few things. I know I have. I need to practice a little bit more of my presentation. But I guess my mind's elsewhere right now. Tonight is sci-fi night at the old Casa de Donaldo, and I think I'm got a date with a Vulcan. So tune in. We'll see you next time. Take care. We'll have one next week.